So, good afternoon to anybody catching us on Catch Up. We are together for our very first play along session and our very first Q&A as part of our How to Get Started with Sensory Play course. I've just been introducing myself. My name is Lorna. I'm the occupational therapist for the Sensory Sessions, and Sensory Sessions are a sensory development company based in Scotland, but we deliver classes now, indeed, kind of across the country. And I had session this morning with a nursery school from Canada. How bizarre is that? So, the world has opened up as a result of us being in lockdown, because we're able to reach a whole load more people than we hadn't seen before. So I really, really appreciate you being here. And I was just saying that I want this week to be the most amount of help that I can possibly give you. So if there's any questions at all that I can help you with, there's loads of ways of getting in touch with us. Each webinar we do together has a chat function, and you're really, really welcome to use that. So use the chat function, chat away to me. I will give us opportunities at the end of each session. If you're wanting to hang around at the end of each session after I stop the recording, you can ask me a question one-to-one. We can unmute ourselves and we can have a wee conversation. You can email us, so you can email that hello@the Sessions address. And Karen is working on getting everybody into our Sensory Play group on Facebook this afternoon. You can also ask questions in there. And in there is the previous 2 sets of people who've been through the course. So a really, really nice bunch of folk that you're able to join and kind of ask questions within the community as well. And I pop in there every day to answer questions too. The session will be recorded, so you can come back to the play session later, and we've seen that lots of people have then gone and repeated the play session, so we can make sure that we give you a copy of that so that you can get back in touch. So a couple of things that I wanted to show you this afternoon. So first of all, I really would like to share my screen with you. There you go. So tell me, can you see the website? Can you give me a wee thumbs up if you can see it? Thank you. Thank you so much. Just hate to be talking around something and you don't see it. So this is our dashboard page. We are going to put all the content that we can in the world on this page over the next 7 days from you. The first bit just gives you kind of a little update about what we are actually doing. And can you believe that today is July? So welcome to a brand new month. We've got our little welcome video there and our course schedule for the next few days. So each day there'll either be a live session with me kind of taking you through a training, or there's a training video. And we did the training videos last time because we got feedback that sometimes when the videos were on and your little one was awake, you weren't getting that great opportunity to kind of concentrate on the content. So I've recorded a set of videos particularly for you guys so that we can upload one each day and you can watch it maybe on nap time or when it's a cup of tea or later in the evening, or you can share them with your partner so that you can have a wee look together. So if there's any videos at all, it's going to be listed on here. And each day you'll get an email from us that explains to you what is happening that day as well. So for example, this was our play session this afternoon. Oh, it says 2:30 there. Many apologies. That was Karen saying that it's 2 o'clock and she sent out the email. But any links that you need in order to click to join us on the day will be put beside that as well. And any kit lists to bring along with you so that we can do that play session together will be there. So tomorrow you'll find a new video at 10 a.m. Then on Friday, we're going to do a session together where we talk about toys. We'll do some play sessions. I'll answer any questions that you've got over the last couple of days as well. Monday, I've recorded a motor skills video for you so that you've got that, and that'll be kind of on our screens from 10 o'clock as well. And on the Tuesday, I've got a video for you in the morning, so give you a chance to watch it, and then we'll do our play session in the afternoon. And when that play session's available, you'll get that link there as well. And there's your kit list for that. So that's our schedule. We keep it all the schedule together like a little bit of a diary, and we post all of the videos below it. So sometimes people are looking for the video next to the date. Schedule's at the top, videos are all down here under our recording. So there's session 1 that went live this morning. This recording will now sit underneath session 1, then session 2 will be there from tomorrow, and session 3 will be there from the next day, and so on and so forth. So we're just kind of build up this little library section of all our recordings over the past week. You get access to them for a month. If you need them beyond that, you just let us know and we'll extend that for you. But we'll give you kind of access. And then if you have any questions out with this 7-day period about anything we've presented, you've got ways of getting in touch with us and we can kind of get back to you about that as well. There's our link to our Facebook community group. And down here, I want to give you some resources that are going to be helpful to you. So we've done things like creating a play space for your baby, some contrast cards, and an at-home activity plan. I'm going to add to this over the next wee while so that you have a few more resources available to you and some activity sheets as well. But you just click on that and it brings up the principle for you to have a wee read of as well. And then if we're heading back, so there we go. So we're back to our little bit here. Down here are some little videos. There's how to do rub, 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 tap, 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 which we'll do together today, why we're doing it. And there's a little video about visual development that I really like. And here's some links to some toys because people are always asking me about toys. And then we'll give you some more information about staying in touch with us afterwards soon. So that is our dashboard page. Everything that we do will be popped on this page. It will just get longer. So if you're looking for any particular piece of content, you don't really need to click off this page. You can just stay on there and everything that we need will just keep populating. And every day we'll pop some more content on for you. Every night you'll get like a little email that tells us what we've done. Every morning you'll get an email that tells us what we're about to do. So you'll get lots and lots of contact with us over the next wee while. Now, does anybody have any questions that I can help you with today as a result of what you've seen, or any concerns that you have about your little ones? Please ask them in the chat box, or at the end of our play session today, I'll stop the recording and then we can have a little chat one-to-one if that would help as well. So let me know if that's good. Oh my goodness, I see a couple of little ones who've absolutely conked out as well. Bless. Oh, looks so peaceful, Jess. So peaceful. Okay, so are we good to kind of go ahead with playing just now? Does that sound like, yeah, does anybody have little ones who are awake and alert and kind of good to go? Are we at a good time? We have a couple. Okay. So if you're wanting to come back to this will then continue to exist on the website. You can then come back to our play session together and we can kind of give you kind of lots of information about kind of how to talk you through our play session. Now, I'm going to do 6 activities with you today. We're going to do our rub, 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 tap, tap, tap. We're going to do some activities that involve some toys. We're going to do a little bit of tummy time and we're going to calm our little ones down. Now, I need you to be super, super baby led. So if your little one is tired, hungry, needs a cuddle, whatever's going on for you and your little one at the time, respond to it. Please never power on through, because that's when your baby kind of loses the plot because we're not kind of listening to what their signals are. So sometimes babies will do one activity and then they'll be like, I've had enough, I'm tired. Perfect, amazing, they did an activity. Sometimes they'll get through all 6. Brilliant, incredible. Sometimes tomorrow you'll try it exactly the same time and we'll do 2 of them. There's no rhyme or reason sometimes behind it. But our guidance is always be super, super baby led. Now, my safety warning for you all is to please be sure that you are keeping your little one in eyesight and arm's reach at all times. You're responsible for their safety while they're playing. Never, ever leave them unattended with a toy, and make sure that you are there to give them all the support in the world as you are kind of playing together. So all of your attention, all of your support, pop any distractions to one side so you can really concentrate on bonding with your little one. So on our kit list today, we have some sort of chiffon, stroke scarf, stroke muslin. Show me what you've got to hand. Show me if you've got something. So I see muslins, mostly muslins, but I've got a couple of chiffons. Perfect. So we're going to use them for a visual activity and to do a couple of little games with. We have some sort of music toy. So some sort of toy that rattles or shakes. It can be something like this that's commercially bought. So like a little kind of maraca that's commercially bought, or something that you have made yourself. So this is just a bottle that's got some beads in it that we can do some shaking with as well. So show me what you've got to hand. What have we got music wise today as well? Egg shakers and bells and, oh, brilliant, amazing. I love seeing what you've got access to at home. We even have a big brother who's helping us, don't we? Amazing. Well, oh, bless him, I've just embarrassed him. I love it when big brothers get involved too. So they're very, very welcome to get stuck into play as well. So we have our chiffon stroke, scarf stroke muslin. We've got our music toy. We've got something small that we can concentrate on. So some sort of small toy for tracking. I'm going to use a little zebra finger puppet. Well done, Pips. Somebody's also got their zebra finger puppet. Show me what you've got to hand. What have we got for... Oh, we've got Winnie the Pooh. Oh, amazing. Brilliant. So we've got everything from giraffes to dinosaurs to balls to zebras. Amazing. Incredible. We are the most inclusive group. We've been doing an Animal Week in our members club this week, and so far in our zoo we've welcomed dinosaurs, unicorns, and all sorts of things going on. So we are the most inclusive group. We just go with the flow. So whatever you've got to hand is absolutely fine. I'm going to talk you through a set of activities. I'm going to tell you why we're doing everything as well, to give you that kind of information about why what we're doing is important and how we are kind of helping our little ones' brains and stuff as well. So we can give you lots and lots of background information on it as well. Can you give me a thumbs up if you're in a place that you're good to play? Yeah, so there's a couple of us. Cool, perfect. Okay, well, let me talk you through our little play pattern. I'm going to use some of our animal tracks because it's been Animal Week. So we'll use some animal songs, maybe some zoo songs today as well. And we're going to start our play session with an activity that we start each of our sessions with, and it's called rub, 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 tap, 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 for reasons that will become very obvious very quickly. We're going to give our little ones a massage. We start off on their feet, we work our way up to their heads. So if you've managed to watch that video from this morning, you'll know that our little ones have 8 senses, the 5 senses you all know about, and 3 body senses. So we've got our sense of proprioception, so knowing where our body is in space, our sense of balance, and interoception, which is our sense of how our body is doing at any particular time. Now, on the very bottom of that pyramid is our sense of balance, our sense of touch, and our sense of knowing where our body is in space. So these 3 are really going to be the focus of our play session today. Rub, 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 tap, tap, tap gives our little ones loads of information about where their body is in space. Doing it regularly really helps them know where their muscles and joints are. They don't have that body scheme in their head yet that kind of tell them that their feet are underneath their knees and where their bodies are positioned. So if we can give them regular information that gives them that, it really, really helps with their coordination. Babies that are more coordinated, that have a better body scheme, when they come to being on their feet, they're less clumsy. So giving them lots and lots of information about where their body is in space is really important. Now, 2 ways that you can do this. If you have a tiny one who is not yet sitting independently, I want you to lie them down in front of you so that you can make beautiful eye contact with them. You can talk to them lots. You can talk them through what they are about to do. And if you've got a little one who is sitting independently, so independently being that we can hold our head up and without a C-shaped spine, so we've got a nice flat back there as well. You can cuddle them in towards you, or you can pop them between your legs and use your legs as bumpers, because you need both hands for the massage. So give them a bit of extra support if they're wobbling. Now we're going to start off on their feet, work their way up to their heads. And we start off on their feet by giving them a rub, 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 tap, tap, tap. And we're going to work our way up their body. I will talk you through it. We're giving our baby's brains the same information through both sides of their body at the same time. Amazing for their coordination. Brilliant for their body scheme, knowing where their body is in space. So we're going to do this one regularly. We'll do it at the start of each of our sessions over the coming days. Now, I am going to move my baby around as I do it so that you can see where my hands are, but please leave your little one in the same position. So if they're lying down, just leave them lying. If they're sitting, just leave them sitting. You don't need to move them around, but I'm going to move my little one around so that you can see where my hands are. So let's start with rub, 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 tap, tap, tap. So we're going to start off on our feet. Are you ready? And we're going to give them a rub. So we're giving them a rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, 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 tap, tap, tap. Keep going. Rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, rub, rub. We're going to move on to their knees next. And we're rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, rub, rub. And on to hips next. Rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, rub, rub. Next is chest and tummies. So we're rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, rub, rub. And onto shoulders next. Rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, rub, rub. Next is little hands, trying to get into their palms. Rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, rub, rub. And lastly, just above their hairline. So we're rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, 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 tap, 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 rub, 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 tap, tap, tap. Well done. Well done. Amazing, well done. Giving our little ones' brains the same information through both sides of their body at the same time. Amazing for their coordination, amazing for their body scheme. Do it as often as you can. If your little one is cuddling up to you at night, rub, 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 tap, tap, tap. If they're sitting beside you, rub, 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 tap, tap, tap. You know, after they're changing, we used to do it when my little one had a little change table. We used to roll her over and give her a little bit of tummy time and do a little rub, 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 tap, tap, tap on her back. So just doing it really, really regularly helps them know where their body is in space. Okay, so let's get on with some toys. Our very first one was a chiffon stroke, muslin stroke, face cloth, whatever you have to hand. I've got a little chiffon here. Now, the reason we love chiffons is you can see through them. So when you're playing kind of some of your peekaboo games, you can see your little one through them. It's not like they've totally disappeared. You get totally the same effect by doing your muslin or your face cloth. You just have to be a little bit more sensitive to where you're positioning it, just rather than completely over your little one, that you're kind of making sure that they can still see you through it. So 2 different things we are going to do with them. The first one is to help our visual development. Well, both of them are to help our visual development. But the first one, we're going to give our little ones loads of information to take in. So we're going to hold it above them and do lots and lots of shapes backwards and forwards. So across, up and down. If you've got a muslin, please make sure that you've rolled up a little bit and you're holding above their little one. So those little corners of the muslin aren't going anywhere near their faces, so that we're not kind of conking them with a corner of a muslin. But we're making sure that we're kind of giving them a bit of space and we're letting them see lots and lots of visual information. Now, if our little one looks away, we let them do that and come back to us when they're ready. We can create these beautiful big shapes for them to have a look at. We're going to give them loads of information to take in. You might notice that your little one becomes a bit more active as they're taking in lots and lots of visual stuff. The second half of our song, and I'm going to convert you over, we're going to play peekaboo. So either over your own eye line or over your little one's eye line. If you've got a chiffon, you can pop it straight over. Otherwise, if you've got a muslin or a little face cloth or a scarf, we're popping it upwards and downwards. But over your own eye line or over your little one's eye line, we're making loads of eye contact with them. We're using their name wherever they can. We're giving them the hugest smiles in the world. We're taking it backwards and forwards, and we're shouting peekaboo. Now, peekaboo is the game that keeps on giving, because it is... there's different stages that we can do for peekaboo. So for our tiny babies, we are doing all of that lifting and lowering for them. And we're kind of giving them all that response. For our older ones, maybe our little ones who are in sitting, we can put that chiffon over them and we're looking for them to pull that chiffon away from them. So we need to be careful at that stage, because they tend to lean back as they move their hands forwards. And we need to give them a bit of extra support and make sure that they're not having a wee wobble as they're doing it. So they're kind of helping, they're doing that motor response. So it really helps that hand-eye coordination. The third stage of peekaboo is when you put it over you and your little one is leaning towards you and pulling that scarf off. So again, we're helping our dynamic balance and our hand-eye coordination while we're doing a visual activity. And you'll know how we like to like to make connections between lots of areas of our brain as we're doing our activities. And then the fourth stage of peekaboo is encouraging our little ones to do that lifting and lowering themselves. And that's just a super cute stage when you get there, because they start playing peekaboo with a dog and all sorts of things. You know, they're lifting and lowering it themselves. So a beautiful, beautiful stage. So we're going to gauge it depending on how your little one's age and stage is at the moment. Most of our little ones who are lying down, we are going to need to do this all for them. So that lifting and lowering. If your baby has never played peekaboo before, lift and lower for them. For our little ones who are sitting, again, if they've never played peekaboo before, we're lifting and lowering for them. And if they have played peekaboo before, you can pop that chiffon over them and start to encourage them to do that little bit of hand-eye coordination as well. If you've got a muslin, make sure that you've kind of got it nicely rolled up. And when you're doing your peekaboo, that you are kind of giving them that option, that they still see that you're behind it when you're lifting and lowering it. So you've not disappeared completely as you are playing. So I'm going to talk you through it. First half, we are keeping them moving. The second half of our song, we are going to do our peekaboo game. We're on Zoo Week, so let's go with our animal songs. So let's keep it moving. Are you ready? Lots of big shapes for them to take in.
When I was a little boy, I loved all animals. I learned about their special ways and listened to their calls. And later on, when I grew up, I knew what I would do. Look after all the animals as a keeper at the zoo. A keeper at the zoo. A keeper at the zoo. I feed the animals. I'm a keeper at the zoo. A keeper at the zoo. A keeper at the zoo. I clean the animals. I'm a keeper at the zoo. Come along there, Nelly. Now nothing makes me happier than when the lions roar. To see the other big cats rolling on the floor. Elephants and rhinos, bats and creepy crawlies too. There's nothing
Okay, so now's a great time to start your peekaboo game. So over your own eye line, over your little one's eye line, huge big facial expressions, loads of smiles, take it back, shout peekaboo, use their name wherever you can.
My baby animals are the people at the zoo. Come along there, Nelly. Feeding time is lots of fun. The job I like the best. First the bigger animals and then I feed the rest. Sometimes people catch my eye and ask me what I do. I always smile when I reply, I'm a keeper at the zoo. A keeper at the zoo. A keeper at the zoo. I feed the animals, I'm a keeper at the zoo. A keeper at the zoo. A keeper at the zoo. I clean the animals, I'm a keeper at the zoo. A keeper at the zoo. A keeper at the zoo. I feed the animals, I'm a keeper.
Amazing, well done, well done. Let them have a little hold and a touch, let them feel that fabric. We're wanting to include touch in all of our activities with our little ones. So run it along little hands, run it along little feet, let them have an opportunity to feel and touch, tell them what it feels like. So, chiffons feel very different to other fabrics, so it's nice and soft and you can see through it and the color's green. So have that little authentic conversation with your little one. If you can talk around an object, it makes you feel much less like you're talking to yourself when you talk to your baby. So give them an opportunity to do lots and lots of feeling and touching. Amazing. So we did two different visual activities, one that involved like taking lots and lots of information in. The second one involved us concentrating those eyes on one thing, which was you. And the more you practice it, it will get to the stage where you just shout peekaboo at your baby and they will start to smile at you. And that's brilliant if you're ever needing photos of your little one taken as well. So keep it going. Repetition is amazing for baby brain development. Okay, so our second one we're going to move on to is our music instrument. So anything that makes a noise, whether you've got a maraca or whether you've got a shaker, we're going to do some shaking, some feeling and touching, and some tracking of that noise as well. So from our video this morning, you'll know that our little one's hearing is fully developed at birth, so we can't make it better, but we can help them with lots and lots of directional noise. So with your little one in a lying position or a sitting position, I'd love you just to hold that shaker across to one side. Let's see if they can work out where that noise is coming from and turn their heads in response to the noises. So see if they can start to work out where within their environment that noise is coming from. Give them lots and lots of opportunities to take it all in. Amazing. And over towards the other side as well. So we're starting to move our head in response to that noise. Brilliant. So we're starting to get those motor skills. Any motor skills we get is from lots and lots of practice, so doing that often. And today, your noise might be beads, tomorrow it might be rice, the next day it might be peas. Just make those different noises and give them that opportunity to work out where in their environment. So as I play our next track, I'd love you to do two things. One is that tracking activity, so we're playing along to that music and we're starting to track it. The second one is to let them feel and touch it. So a little bit of hand over hand shaking, giving them lots of opportunities to engage with the texture and to realize from very little effort, they're making quite a good noise as well. So hold and touch those maracas or those egg shakers, a little bit of hand over hand shaking and get them to do lots of kind of coordination as well. So we're helping that processing a noise along with our motor skills as well. So let's take in that noise from our environment and then lots and lots of feeling and touching as well. Just do it as you feel, as go with the flow. So if your little one is kind of worked out where it is, you can give it to them to hold and touch, vice versa on the other side, give them to hold and touch. Just be super, super baby-led with it. So let's give them an opportunity. Doing lots and lots of shaking and lots of feeling and touching of it as well.
He's taking us to the zoo tomorrow, zoo tomorrow, zoo tomorrow. Daddy's taking us to the zoo tomorrow. We can stay all day. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you, you? You can come too, too, too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. The elephant with the long trunk swinging, great big ears and long trunk swinging, snapping out peanuts with the long trunk swinging. We can stay all day. Going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you, you? You can come too, too, wheels, honk, honk, honking. We can stay all day. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you, you? You can come too, too, too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. We stayed all day and we're getting sleepy. Sitting in the car, getting sleep, sleep, sleepy. Home already and we're sleep, sleep, sleepy. We have stayed all day. We've been to the zoo, zoo, zoo. So have you, you, you. You came too, too, too. We've been to the zoo, zoo, zoo.
Well done, well done. So lots of feeling and touching, let them feel that texture. Let's see if we can get them to hold that chiffon at the same time so that our brains are having to cope with processing two different things at the same time. Amazing. Incredible. Well done. Well done. So we're wanting our little ones to feel and touch as many different textures as possible. So in between our transitions, we always give them opportunities to do lots and lots of feeling and touching. So if you're just joining us just now, we are just doing our little play session. I'm hoping that you got the message that we were starting a little bit earlier this afternoon. Everything that we have done is recorded. Oh, I've got people shaking their heads at me. I'm so sorry. Karen sent out a couple of emails to say that our timings and stuff had changed very, very slightly. So I'm so sorry. But everything we've done so far has been recorded. It will be on our platform in the next hour so that you can kind of catch up. And we were just talking about kind of what our layout was over the past week. So you've not missed anything. We've not kind of covered anything baby development wise. So you're good. It's just the play session part. Okay, so we are going to use our next toy, which is our small toy that we're going to use for some tracking. And we're going to do, I've got a little zebra toy here that I'm going to use. And we're going to do 4 different visual activities that kind of really help our focus and our coordination and our visual skills. So the very first one I would love you to do is just to hold it over your little one's eye line. So either in a sitting position or in a lying position, just hold it steady. Now aim for about 6 inches away from their eye line. Just hold it. Now it's amazing how many times we shake toys for babies. We shake stuff along, but they can't take it in. Their muscles don't work that well just yet. They're not coordinated. They cannot take it in. So let's show them something that they can see and focus about 6 inches away and hold it nice and steady for them. So give them that opportunity to hold and coordinate and take it all in. Perfect. The next thing we are going to do is move it backwards and forwards over eye lines. So just like that, move it backwards and forwards. Really slowly. However you're doing it, fast speed wise, do it slower. It's amazing how we zip things backwards and forwards. So really slowly, so we're concentrating on something we can see and focus, and we're concentrating on taking those muscles in our eyes backwards and forwards. Perfect. Next one is little zooms. So little zooms towards noses. We try not to go above our little ones' heads because we're not wanting those necks to tilt back in order to see it. So we try and do everything at their eyes or kind of forward from that. So we're doing it towards noses. And we can even take it down and give them a little tickle with it if it's something that's appropriate for that. So I've got a nice soft toy here, so we can give them nice little tickles with it. If it's appropriate, they can do a little bit of tickling with it. And the last thing we're going to do is some F shakes backwards and forwards as well. Perfect. So holding it steady, backwards and forwards over eye lines. Little zooms towards noses. And some beautiful big F shapes. Amazing. Right, okay, so let's do our little bits of tracking activities. You can either follow along with me or you can do a little bit of freestyle. I'm going to be doing each for about 25 to 30 seconds. I'm doing my hold on steady.
We've all got to live somewhere where we need to be. We call our habitat, that's where we can be free. Let's these places up or take them all away. Animals we know and love.
So I'm going to take it backwards and forwards over eye lines. Are you ready?
Look after the animals, it's not too late. Look after the animals right now, don't wait. Look after the animals, we all must do. Look after the animals, it's their keep them all alive. If we don't, we soon might find that some will not survive. Look after the animals, it's not too late. Look after the animals.
And I'm going to move on to my S shapes. Are you ready?
Wait. Look after the animals, we all must do. Look after the animals, it's their work too. Look after the animals, it's not too late. Look after the animals right now, don't wait.
Perfect. Let them have a good hold and touch of it. Amazing. Well done. So let them feel and touch that texture. Talk to them about what they're having a wee look at. Tell them what the toy is. Tell them what bears and rockets, and we've got zebras and all sorts of things going on. So tell them what they're having a wee look at. And then introduce one of your previous toys so that we can do holding and touching of two textures together. So we're giving them lots of opportunities to take in lots and lots of information. Amazing. Well done. Well done. Visual activities are quite tiring for our little ones. So we never do two visual activities back to back. So where we did our chiffon one to begin with, we then gave them a break by listening to a noise. Then we'll do a little visual activity. So we never kind of do lots and lots of visual stuff back to back. It's quite exhausting for them as well. Okay, so we are going to do a little bit of tummy time. So let's roll our little ones onto their fronts, move those little hands forward and give them lots of support to be on their fronts. Tummy time is super important for our little ones, not just for backs, necks and shoulders, but for all of their muscles, giving them an opportunity to push up, to strengthen kind of elbows, wrists, hands, fingers as they kind of pop away. Honestly, don't mind, you can face them, you can kind of lie alongside them. I would love you to totally distract your little one. So use the toys that you've got. Get down beside them if it helps. Let them look at you if it helps. Get right beside them. Sometimes having a little book or something to one side is really helpful because you can do something together. But totally distract them with the toys you've got. And I'd love you to be super, super baby-led with it. So as soon as your little one tells you, this is really hard work because I'm now lifting the heaviest part of my body up against gravity. This is super hard work. As soon as they tell you, lift them up, give them a big cuddle. And it doesn't matter if it's 10 seconds, 30 seconds or 2 minutes. As soon as they tell you that they've had enough, lift them up and give them a big cuddle. And then try them again later on in that day or later on during our play session. So giving them that opportunity to strengthen all of their body.
There are elephants with trunks so long. At the zoo, a gorilla just like King Kong. At the zoo, lots of birds all singing their song. That's what you find at the zoo. At the zoo, there are polar bears and kangaroos. At the zoo, there are lions and tigers too. At the zoo, lots of chicks to chatter to you. That's what you find at the zoo. At the zoo, there are elephants with trunks so long. At the zoo, a gorilla just like King Kong. At the zoo, lots of birds all singing their song. That's what you find at the zoo. At the zoo, there are polar bears and kangaroos. At the zoo, there are lions and tigers too. At the zoo, lots of chicks to chatter to you. That's what you find at the zoo. Zoo, there are elephants with trunks so long. At the zoo, a gorilla just like King Kong. At the zoo, lots of birds all singing their songs. That's what you find at the zoo. At the zoo, there are polar bears and kangaroos. At the zoo, there are lions and tigers too. At the zoo, lots of chicks to chatter to you. That's what you find at the zoo. At the zoo, there are elephants with trunks so long. At the zoo, a gorilla just like King Kong. At the zoo, lots of birds all singing their songs. That's what you find at the zoo. At the zoo, there are polar bears and kangaroos. At the zoo, there are lions and tigers too. At the zoo, lots of chicks to chatter to you. That's what you find at the zoo.
Well done, well done. And huge credit where it's needed about our little ones who were finding that hard work and we were being so responsive to them. Never kind of powered on through when it comes to tummy time, like keep going, you did 4 minutes yesterday, we can keep going. The baby's lost their crap and there's no bringing them back from that when that happens. So making sure that you can kind of be super baby led with it. The baby then begins to trust you and will do a little bit longer because they know that you are going to pull them out of it. Doing that every time your little one is awake, let's really, really help their motor skills. And on our 4th session together, which is Monday, I think we might call it Motor Skill Monday, we're going to talk loads about why tummy time is so important and some strategies that can really help with it. So every time your baby is awake, think of it as a position to play, pop them on their tummies, really, really helps them strengthen their motor skills. So after lots and lots of playing together, I can see little ones who are starting to rub their eyes and starting to look for cuddles in towards you as they're getting quite tired, because that was a lot of energy that they put into kind of making all those new brain connections. We're going to calm them down after lots and lots of learning. So we call it our calming cuddle. We are going to calm all of our sensory systems down. We're going to dampen the effect of giving them all of that stimulus while we were playing with them. So hold your little one towards you at a slight angle. That activates that balance system in their ear. One hand up around shoulders and backs, one hand gathering at bums and legs. We're looking for maximum arm to baby coverage. So we're covering as many of those muscles and joints as we can to give them a nice squeeze in towards us. They can see us, they can hear us, they can feel us, they can smell us. They're all nice and close. And we are going to rock backwards and forwards gently. This is a really, really slight movement. If you find that you're swaying, you're going too far. This is really a slight movement, really little bit of movement, regular input. Like if I'm going backwards and forwards, I'm just going backwards and forwards really slightly. So not a dramatic movement. Think a very small movement on a rocking chair rather than big dramatic movements. We're trying to dampen down the information we give our sensory systems, and bouncing our babies lots kind of increases the amount of information we're giving that vestibular system, that balance system in their ear. So we're trying to dampen it down, and we're giving them tiny bits of information. Now the best way of doing this is to do it on your feet, especially for our new mums. You've still got some of that hormone relaxing in your body from giving birth. I want you to protect your skeleton and protect your spine. The easiest way to do it is on your feet, and just to take a tiny step forward and a tiny step back. And that way the motion comes from your legs rather than your back. If you are doing it from a sitting position, cuddle your little one in towards you and just make those very slight movements backwards and forwards. So no dipping. If you find that you're dipping forward, you're going too far, because you're dipping with a weight in your hands, and no twisting, because we're not wanting any twisting injuries on the bottom of our backs. So really slight movements. We're literally moving an inch. I can see people dipping. So don't go too far. Don't go too far. Protect your spine. Really, really small movements, and we're relaxing everything down. So let's give them a nice calming cuddle.
I've been trying to do it right. I've been living a lonely life. I've been sleeping here instead. I've been sleeping in my bed. Sleeping in my bed. So show me family, all the blood that I would need. I don't know where I belong. I don't know where I went wrong. I can write a song. I belong to you. You belong to me, my sweet home. I belong to you. You belong to me, my sweet home.
Perfect. Well done. Well done. That is your calming strategy. That is your calming cuddle that is in the back of your toolkit. If ever your little one is distressed and the world is a bit too much, this is bringing them in. This is calming down their sensory systems after lots and lots of learning. So we do it at the end of each of our sessions. We encourage our parents to do it really regularly, because it really dampens down that effect of giving our little ones lots of stimulus. So when you work out that your little one is kind of, the world's got a little bit too much and they've taken a little bit too much information, really, really easy to do it in very, very tiny babies who've kind of got very sensitive sensory systems, then use your calming strategy or calming cuddle to dampen everything back down afterwards. Remembering that your little one will never calm if they are hungry. So remember that if they've got other needs that need to be met, they will never ever calm down. So dampen them down, dampen all of those signals down after lots and lots of learning. So that is the end part of our play session. After our play sessions together, little ones will be hungrier than usual and tireder than usual. I see lots of little ones who are cuddling in and kind of rubbing eyes and stuff as well. So a great idea to give them a feed on demand. They may take a little bit more than usual because they've used all of those calories in play in. And hopefully they will then have a longer sleep for you. And I always make people promise me that if your little one is having that longer sleep, that you put your feet up and you have a cup of tea, because as new parents, we are not kind enough to each other. We are kind enough to ourselves. We spend all of our time running around for kind of lots of other things, and then, oh, they're asleep, I'll just do the hoovering, I'll cook this. Or just take 10 minutes for yourself and make sure that you grab a cup of tea and you look after yourself this afternoon as well. So I'm going to stop our recording here. I am going to be around for the next wee while to do any questions. And for our people who joined us at 2:30, I am going to start again and kind of explain to you the very beginning part of what we were just talking about with regards to the platform and stuff as well. So if there's anything I can help you with, now is a great time to kind of wave at me and we'll have a little chat. Or you can use that chat box and I will go through all the questions that I have so far. And then we'll start our little play session again for those who just joined us at 2:30. If you don't have any questions just now, now's a really good time to cuddle and feed your baby, then that's an appropriate time as well. So thank you so much for joining me. Please remember